Hello, hello, all of you beautiful people out there. Welcome. Today is October 4th, 2021, and this is Wisdom Within Intuitive Card Reading with me, Jessica Monarch. So, we have a lot of really fun things to talk about today before we get into our card reading. There are some really good energies happening just around us astrologically that I'd love to talk about to really ground us into our card reading for today. So, just as a disclaimer, again, I am not an astrologist. I just love astrology and the connection of all the planets and the stars and the universe and how connected we all are. So I really love to bring that aspect in. I do follow Chani Nicholas as my astrologer. I really love her. I highly recommend her, just to give a shout out. So a lot of the information that I share comes from her as well as other sites as well. So just a little disclaimer before we get into that, but let's go ahead and drop into just the energies that are supporting us this week. So right now we are in Libra season. Yay, Libra season. I'm a Libra, so I do love Libra season. So shout out to all of you fabulous Libras out there. So within the sun of Libra, we have a lot of energy that brings in balance and harmony and connection and partnership. It's really about, cultivating that and seeing the beauty in life and how we are connected and all connected with each other. So we have the sun in Libra, but we also have right now Mercury, Mars, and a new moon coming up this week, all conjuncting within the sun of Libra. So they each bring their own little pieces to help us really dive in to ourselves this week. So, we have Libra that is about partnerships, but Mars is really about like cutting things out, like what's not happening, what's not working. Let's make decisions, let's take action, let's kind of just like gonna come in there with a sword and just cut things down. So when Mars is in Libra, it has to kind of surrender to the reality that we are all connected and that we need each other. And with Mars coming into Libra, it really, it helps us to look at, what isn't working, in our relationships, in our connections, in our businesses, what isn't working and what do we need to cut out. So it's a really great energy for balancing of what we are creating and what we are needing to let go of. And with the Mars, the Mercury, and the Moon all in Libra, it's really going to bring in a lot of themes this week of justice. What is working? What are our options? And what do we need to let go of? So with that new moon coming in on Wednesday the 6th, this new moon is in Libra, and new moons in general are a great time to set intention and to really think about, what are you wanting to grow? What are you wanting to create? What are you wanting to really breathe life into? We have this 2 weeks of the lunar cycle of moving from the new moon into the full moon. And as you see the new moon, the moon growing into its fullness, you can really use that to drop into your intention of like, what do you see growing into more fullness in your life? And especially with it being within the sun sign of Libra, Libra really, again, is bringing the beauty and the harmony. So to me, that speaks to finding balance within our life by seeing and appreciating the beauty that is around us and our gratitudes for what we have. And the more that we cultivate the gratitudes and the beauty, the more clear that we can be of what we want to pull into our life and what we're wanting to let go of. So we have this lunar cycle that's beginning this week, and we also have a Mars cycle that is happening with the conjunction with its sun, connection to the sun, which is going to be a cycle over the next 2 years. And we also have Mercury going into retrograde. Woohoo! Yay! A lot of stuff going on this week. So for me, what I feel is like this next 2 weeks is really important. It's a really important time to be mindful about what seeds you are planting right now, because over the cycle of the next 2 years, what is planted now is what is going to really be coming into fruition over the next couple of years. So it's a good time to really drop into yourself. It's a very inward time. This is not a time to like focus on all the things outside of you. This is the time to focus on what is going on within you. What do you feel that is working? What feels out of balance? What needs to be cut away? Make the decisions, take the action. With that Mars in there, it's really supportive of that. And then the Mercury helps us to understand. It helps us to think more deeply and to really understand and to take stock a little bit more of, instead of just jumping right into something, making sure that things are working appropriately for you as you are, in that retrograde. And Mercury retrogrades are not necessarily a scary time. It's just a really reflective time. To me, it's like it's a time to slow down and maybe just be really careful about the decisions that you're making during that Mercury retrograde. So we have a lot of really beautiful, supportive energy, encouraging us to slow down, go within, take stock, and really find our balance, and then take action. So that's kind of where I'm feeling the intention of today, is how can we be supported in doing that more. So in having all of that information, what feels really good, the card deck that felt really good to tune in with today is a deck that is Earth Magic. It's called Earth Magic. I'll just say that. This is called Earth Magic Oracle Cards. And this is by Stephen D. Farmer. And I felt like it would be good to tune into, reflecting with the earth and our connection with the earth. If we're talking about connections and balance and going within, I really want to drop into my connection to the earth right now, is where I'm feeling. So, how is, the stillness, the connection, the life, the beauty, the balance that we see in our world around us, and what aspects of earth magic and earth insights and reflections can we call on today to support us in all of this, in all of the cycles that are happening, in how we're cultivating more beauty within ourselves. And as we do that, it ripples out into the world around us, right? It all begins within. It all begins within. That when we want to create more harmony, more beauty, more prosperity, more action, all of that, when we want to create more of that in our life, we have to go within first to really take stock of what is working, what is not working, and what we can be creating more. What are we breathing life into more? Okay. So I'm just going to take a minute to just feel that intention and pour that energy into the cards. And you can do that with me too, of just take a moment to feel where you are with all of that, with what's coming up for you, with what you're, wanting to reflect on in this. And what aspect of earth magic and nature is there to support us all right now as we are growing and shifting and changing and diving deeper into ourselves. Okay, just take a minute to just focus your energy. Okay. Our card today for the week, woohoo! Oh my goodness. We pulled the Tsunami. It's a wake-up call. Oh my goodness, everyone. Take a look at that. That is our card for this week. Wow. Wake up call. That just feels so powerful. And if you take a look, you've got the wave and you've got that full moon in there too. So it's like that energy of what has come of the, what is the fullness that we're bringing into our life, and what are we needing to wake up to? What do we need to see? What do we need to be like, okay, chop chop, enough, like this has to stop. This is no longer working. This no longer feels good. This no longer fits. What are those things that are like, coming at us to try to wake us up to say this needs to shift, this needs to change, we need more balance, we need to bring the fullness of our experience, the fullness of our awareness into our life right now, and really, really, really be honest. Let's, like reflecting on ourselves in a way that is not judgmental of where we are. We are where we are, and the more that we can just see what is, we can wake up to what needs to change, to what needs to be in fullness, to what we need to feed life into, right? What are we creating? Like with that new moon coming into the full moon here on our card, it's like, whew, wake up, guys. Let's do it now. Now is the time. No time to wait. No time to stand there and look at the horizon any longer. There's a tidal wave coming. We need to go. We need to make shit happen. Excuse my language. We need to make things happen. So what is that for us? Each of us has that tsunami, that wake up call that is coming towards us, and it's not going to stop and it's not going to wait. We have to make these decisions and take action. So let's take a look at what the book has in reflection for us. Just give me a second while I find it. My apologies. Okay, here we are. Tsunami. Wake up call. One of the scariest and most destructive of natural phenomenon, along with volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes, a tsunami occurs when a large volume of water is suddenly and rapidly displaced. It's triggered by an undersea disturbance, typically an earthquake or a volcanic eruption, that causes a series of powerful waves to travel across the ocean at speeds up to 500 miles per hour. Wow. Yet on the open ocean, the height of these waves seems so small that they generally pass unnoticed. As these waves, collectively called tsunami, get closer to the shoreline, their height increases enormously, even as their speed slows to 50 miles per hour. The distance between the waves, or the trough, can be considerable, taking 20 to 30 minutes from wave to wave. If the trough hits the land first, the water recedes rapidly and dramatically, followed within minutes by an enormous wave that initially comes as a surge. This receding is a clear sign of an impending tsunami. We can't outrun the wave that follows, but we can avoid being swept up in the destruction by moving to higher ground. Yeah, wow, that is a lot of energy coming at us, right? And a clear sign that it's happening. Like when we see things pulling back, there's a sign that something is coming. It's time to be really aware. You are getting a wake-up call. It may be in the form of a significant loss or other dramatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for initially. You may feel stunned at first, surprised by the unexpected events that are occurring. You will also know that it is a time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of this event. You are experiencing a real-life drama. There is no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often, when you look back after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that foreshadowing it happening. Interesting, right? Like, are we paying attention to the foreshadowing, to the warning signs? What are the warning signs that are showing us, we need to make a change or things are going to be destructive? Right? There are a lot of warning signs that life gives us. There are many antidotes about animals operating purely on instinct, picking up on clues, and naturally seeking higher ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake up call, listen closely to your instincts while at the same time seeking the higher ground of spiritual truth. That is really, really important. And I love that it speaks to the warning calls, the things in our life that are showing us, spirit, God, source, whatever it is that you refer to as a higher power, is always giving us information, is always showing us signs and giving us insights and guidance to where we need to be. And when we're feeling the warning signs and we deny them, or we, turn away, or we push them away because we don't really like that, what changes need to be made, then what we are doing is, perpetuating that outcome. But if we listen, if we pay attention to our insights, to our inner wisdom, right? Because this YouTube channel is all about just learning how to tune in with our own inner wisdom and what is it that feels right and doesn't feel right within ourselves. And when we listen to that, when we heed the warning signs, we make the shifts, we make the changes, we listen to, the things that are saying, hey, this needs to be cut away, or, oh, we need to bring in more balance here. When we listen, that is when we are going to have a better outcome, right? We won't maybe have to deal with a tsunami coming. Maybe it'll just be just a small little, blip in our life. So maybe there is a big tsunami call coming for all of us, as a collective. I think that's what it really is speaking to. Like, as a collective, as a humanity, we are all needing to wake up in a big, big, big way. And the faster that we do that, and the more that we learn to listen to the signs that are showing themselves to us, the better we will be able to move through this. Absolutely. I feel that so deeply, and definitely why I want to continue to share and be a voice of truth, and be a voice that teaches us all how to listen to ourselves, how to honor our truth, and how to trust the wisdom that we have coming in, and know when it is guiding us to make the changes that we need to make. So that is my prayer, my wish, my insight for you this week is to drop in, take time to listen to the wake-up calls that are coming at you. Listen to the warning signs. Pay attention to what you are needing to feed and what you are needing to let go of. Okay? Because it's a really great time for this, and we have a lot of support around us to really drop in. So let's just all take time to drop in, take time to be in nature, take time to just really tune in spiritually how you feel most guided to do so that you can really listen to the wisdom that is coming through for you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate you watching the video, and I just hope that it brings you some comfort, some insights, and some reflections for your week. If you are enjoying this, please subscribe to my channel and follow along with me week by week. I will show up weekly to offer these readings, and just to see how we can all support each other more. Thanks so much, everyone. Many blessings.